Hey guys, it's SJ. Welcome around to Baby Name Mondays. I've got the most beautiful list for you this week. It is, as always, the most requested one from the week before. So thank you very much for requesting and liking the request for rainbow baby names. If you don't know what a rainbow baby is a term for a baby born to parents after baby loss. So we all know that baby loss is something we're starting to talk about a lot more, whether that's through stillbirth, miscarriage, or just long-term infertility, whether that's secondary or first infertility. It's a topic that is really important for us to talk about as much as possible and raise awareness of, and I'm going to link some resources at the end of this video. If you've come to this because you're going through any of these issues at the moment, I myself had a missed miscarriage, and it was really difficult, and probably more difficult than a lot of people knew that I took it so hard. You know, you do kind of mask things to protect other people, and I think that's something that we really want to shift. This list, I hope, is just going to flood you with positivity, with hope, with the kind of strength and courage that I know you'll be using if you're going on to name a rainbow baby. So I will get on with the list. I've got quite a few, so some I'll tell you all the full meanings and stats, and I'll go over a few a bit quicker. If you are brand new to Baby Name Mondays, welcome. We're a lovely community here. Do join in the comment section below. Let us know your story to becoming parents. Let us know any names you would add to this list. It's really lovely to have the most ultimate name list in the comment section below, and I reply to everybody, and we would love to have you, so don't forget to hit subscribe and join in. So I've got boy names, girl names, and everything on here, and I'm going to go boy girl most of the way through. So of course the name rainbow baby, ultimately firstly you look at the name rainbow, and the name's meaning rainbow. Iris is the most famous one. So Iris was the goddess of the rainbow, so beautiful, and the rainbow symbolises so many beautiful things to so many people, and it's just a gorgeously popular icon for hope, love, joy, magic, as well as rainbow babies, and the NHS recently as well. So a lockdown baby could be called Iris, and that beautiful symbol of the rainbow that was put in everyone's windows. Iris, particularly for a rainbow baby, she was the messenger of the gods between heaven and earth. So really linking any baby loss to your newborn baby is a really beautiful symbol as well. If you think Iris is maybe not the name for you sound-wise, I did find another name that means the same, and it's Iridiana. Iridiana, that's how I would say it. Let me know how you pronounce it. We all have slightly different dialects, of course, but Iridiana means the same, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Also, the iris flower has a lot of symbols, and I'm going to go on to flower names with perfect symbols for rainbow babies a bit later on. And purple irises symbolise wisdom, yellow irises symbolise passion, and blue symbolise faith and hope. And if you've gone through any of the issues that we talked about at the beginning, you kind of have encapsulated all of those messages. So it's really lovely to know that the iris has more than just one meaning that make it perfect for a rainbow baby, as well as just being a gorgeous vintage girl name. For boys, I loved the name Saul. Saul means longed for or prayed for, and I just love the name. Those Hebrew names are so popular at the moment. Saul is an Old Testament name and a New Testament name, and with names like Noah, Ezra, and all those names kind of coming into fashion, Saul really works well. And I always think of the character from Homeland who was called Saul. I really liked it when I heard it. It's got something soft and different about it. It's at number 741, so it's also a bit of a rare choice, and obviously the meaning of being longed for, prayed for, is a beautiful kind of that moment when you hold your baby in your arms for the first time. Of course, all of those feelings will be encapsulated. Saul was the first king of Israel, and if you're into musical theatre, Saul Chaplin was a famous composer for musicals, and he worked on West Side Story, An American in Paris, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. So I loved that kind of musical meaning as well. And Saul Hudson was the real name of Slash of Guns N' Roses. So you might be a rocker, your partner might be a rocker, but the name Saul has lovely feeling to it. The next couple of names are a boy-girl pairing that both mean dream and my dream. And for so many of us, you know, a baby is a dream come true. No matter how our journey gets us to parenthood, you know, really I love the meaning of dream, and I love the name Elora, meaning my dream, for a little girl, Elora. It's just so beautiful, so feminine. It means my dream. It's of African origin, and it's Only 13 babies were called Elora last year, but it's kind of gone into the charts like this over the last, over the last couple of years, Elora. And I think that those A names we really, really like, and beginning in A and ending in A is a really lovely thing. Elora. I just love the sound of it. I can't stop saying it. I think it's so pretty. My dream. How gorgeous. Ashlyn, actually the Irish name Ashlyn, which has lots of different spellings, means the same as well. For boys, a name meaning dream flower, which might sound feminine to you, but this is a masculine name, is the name Lorien. Lorien. So it has been used for girls or for boys. It's a Tolkien name. So I'm not hugely knowledgeable about Tolkien. I know a lot of you guys are, so do fill it in any detail you know in the comment section below. The name is in use, but very low use. I just really like it. I really like soft names for boys as well, and it doesn't sound too feminine to me, but what do you think? Would you use it for a boy or a girl? Lorien. Names meaning life are lovely for this category, and a name I found that I really loved, it means breath, life breath, and it's the name Abella. Abella. There were only 7 babies named Abella last year, and Bella obviously is one of our most popular girl names, so adding the A, suddenly you have something a bit more unique if Bella is chosen, and the meaning of breath is just wonderful, you know, it's a lovely one, very poignant. And apparently in Catalan, I love this little fact that came up, that Abella means bee and is a type of bee, like a beekeeper in Catalan. So let me know if that's correct. But I love the idea of a little girl named Abella, nicknamed Bee. I just think it's an absolutely beautiful name, and I love the name meaning. A variation of it, if you weren't sure about the bee, is Avabel. Avabel. So I think this is, if you remember a few weeks ago, we did made up names. We sort of put 2 names together or made up a whole name, and I think this comes into the made up category, but it's on a few forums, Avabella, and I really liked it because it means beautiful life. So that's also a lovely variation of the Bella usage. For boys, I've chosen the name Jebediah. I really like it, shortened to Jeb. So if you think, gosh, that's a bit of a mouthful, think about names like Sebastian shortened to Seb. It's actually not that different, or Zachariah shortened to Zach, but you'd have something a lot more unique. And the reason I chose it for this list is it means beloved friend. And I think that that is something that is just such a beautiful meaning for parent and child. You know, they are ultimately your best friends. I've got 3 children who I hang out with entire days, 24/7, and we always talk about each other being each other's best friends and companions. But also, if you've lost a baby, that friendship between siblings will still exist, and that's something I'm sure that as parents you would want to, you know, make sure that they know that they had a sibling. And beloved friend is a way of linking a sibling to a lost sibling in a very gentle way. And I just loved the sound of the name. I love the meaning with beloved in it, and I just thought Jeb is a really sweet name, and it would be a nice little subtle meaning to yourself if you have lost a baby. Sticking to the love theme, because I just think that any baby is so loved, but when you're having a rainbow baby or miracle baby, you want to pour that love out. And the name I heard on this channel, so let me know if you were the one who already have used this, is the name Nayeli, which means I love you. So one of the viewers here let me know that she'd chosen this name, and I was bowled over by how beautiful it is. Nayeli. There were only 4 babies named Nayeli last year. It literally translates as I love you, and I can't think of anything more perfect. It is from Mexico originally, a Zapotec name, so I don't know the origins exactly, so if you do, let me know. But I love the sound of the name. I just think it's absolutely perfect. And obviously she could have Ellie as a nickname if you like the nickname Ellie and looking for a long form. Nayeli meaning I love you is an absolutely perfect gem of a name. For me, thinking about a rainbow baby name, I looked into names that also mean kind of strength, and I think that that is something that I would have gone to if I was naming my child after I lost my second baby, going through pregnancy again, and then feeling this baby grow. I was just willing the baby to have strength, and to keep fighting almost to come into the world safely. And I really felt that strength within me. I had to show a lot of strength to go through the scans and everything like that. It was a really difficult time. So I think that strength and that kind of powerful meaning is a really positive and purposeful way of choosing a rainbow baby name. And there's some gorgeous ones here. They really link. The name Callian. For a boy, Callian, I love it. It's right up my street. It's a Native American name, which is really trendy right now, and it means warrior of life. And I just think it's gorgeous, Callie, and your warrior of life. You know, if you've lost babies before, you know, this baby has really fought to be here, you fought to have this baby, and it's a beautiful name meaning. So specifically looking into it a bit more, it came up with a few broader meanings, which was warrior of life, honour, and eternal hope. And we all have eternal hope when it comes to reaching our dream family, however we create that family, however it ends up looking. You know, we don't have to give up hope in creating our dream family and having our little warrior. I absolutely love the name. For girls, but kind of unisex, is the name Bali. So it's a Sanskrit name. So you think about how popular Bodhi has become, Bali, and obviously a place name of Indonesia, but it translates as strength. And I love the fact that it's got that strength, but that peace and that calmness and that spirituality within it as well, Bali. It's always a place I've dreamed of going since I was very, very little for some reason. It's obviously known for its beaches, its coral reefs, its nature. It's kind of back to basics, and to me the name is very calming, and I feel like for a baby it's got that balance of meaning, strength, but the calm that their baby will bring into your world once your little miracle baby is there. Bali. It's unranked at the moment, but I had quite a lot of positive feedback on forums. What do you think of it? So at number 636 of boys is the name Neo. That's its ranking in the UK, not the number of names I've already said. And I love it. It means new beginnings, new starts, and what a lovely name for a rainbow baby, Neo. And it's got that simplicity. Leo is much more popular. Neo, I think, is the character in the Matrix. But I know a little Neo, and I think it's really lovely. But I loved its feminine counterpart, which is Neoma, which means new moon. And I loved that idea of kind of like the passing of the planets and looking up to the heavens and the new moon. And the new moon is a very spiritual time. So it's when the earth, the sun and the moon are all perfectly aligned, and you have the new moon. And spiritually, it is a time for kind of completion and realigning yourself and redoing your energy, sort of starting over again. So I think that a little baby called Neoma coming into your world, everything aligning, and your kind of world starting to spin again, is a really beautiful one. And I love it, Neoma. It's very similar to Nayeli. Obviously got a feel going on in this list. So flower and nature names, they are my favourite. And I wanted to look at symbols that might be beautiful for a rainbow baby. Heather is a great one. Heather. I really like the name if you're looking for something a bit more earthy and a bit more wearable. A lot of these are quite unique, but Heather's very well known. It symbolises both protection and wishes come true. So how lovely is that? I was really hoping to find something that would mean the wishes have come true, and I think it's a beautiful one, Heather, but a very kind of almost forgotten vintage name, and I really personally like it. The Aster, which could be for a male name as well, symbolises patience, and yeah, a lot of us have to wait and wait and wait for our miracle baby to arrive, and Aster could be something that goes in the middle spot or blends well with your surname. To think about that patient. The name Leilani is a Hawaiian name. We've been looking at Hawaiian names a lot lately. I've been peppering them in, but I need to do my own list on them because they're lovely to look at. I feel after kind of spiritual feeling names. Leilani means heavenly flower. So again, if you have lost a baby, heavenly flower is another way of kind of really linking your children together and remembering potentially through a name, and names are beautiful ways of doing that. And the last one is a Hawaiian name for boys. I'm worried I'm going to say this wrong, but it is Keau. So it's a little bit difficult to say, but I loved the meaning of it. It means the light of day, and I think that, you know, that's all what we're wanting for and wishing for, is that light after what has been a very difficult storm. When we're waiting for our rainbow baby and our miracle baby, to hold them in your arms. I love the name meaning, and Hawaiian names in general have great thoughts for those. So that's my top list. They're very spiritual. I felt like each of those names has a certain special energy about it, and a name meaning that is hopeful and positive, as well as encapsulates something special about them, because they will be very, 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 very special. Once you've been through a baby loss, a baby is never really the same again, and a pregnancy is certainly never ever the same again, and there are some great people out there who can help you. I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of online resources that you can go to. There's always going to be that loss and that grief, we should talk about it a lot more. You know, the conversation shouldn't end with I've had a miscarriage or I lost a child before. You know, we need to be more open, because without talking about this, particularly as whether we're really young women, not yet having babies, or we're grandmothers, you know, let's not let people feel isolated through silence, and just talk as much as we can and lean into people. And if it was 2 years ago, you know, and they maybe check in, you know, oh, how do you feel now about your baby loss? Because there's no way anyone's forgotten about it, and there's no way that anyone would feel that they don't want to talk about it with a loved one. So yes, I have enjoyed putting this list together. It's been emotional. I love the names and I love the stories that they tell. I would love to hear any names you would love to add to this list in the comment section below. I hope that you feel that these names are positive and charged full of energy and hope, because that's why I chose them. Don't forget to request another list for me to research and put up next week. Every single week there is a brand new baby name list. You can find me over on Pinterest, which is going so well. Thank you everyone who has already come over to Pinterest. There are like 3 to 5 new pins every single day with new name lists that you can enjoy, and also my Instagram, baby name NB as well. Lots more coming up in the pipeline for baby names. Thank you so much for supporting. If you've watched 1 or 2 and not subscribed, now is the time to do it. And I will see you all on my next video. Lots of love, guys.